Well, hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, all you lovely folks joining me here nice and early over at HowlingMines. It's nice to see you and to see you. It is very, very nice. I do hope you're doing well today. Thank you for stopping by and checking out what we're up to in terms of Magic the Gathering. We are back. It's been nice to have a few days at work and, regular stuff just before the Christmas period, but it's time for us to dance with the devil a little more and get back to that historic ladder grind and try and get ourselves into a reasonable position for the end of the season, one way or the other. We'll have to wait and see. How are we going to go about doing that? That is an interesting question. So over the weekend there were a number of events, SCG, 5K, some other bits and pieces on a slightly smaller scale, but a large variety of stuff one way or the other. And there was a nice little curveball tucked away in some of those deck lists from the MIQ and the SCG. Something very much up my street in the form of Bant Company. I love me a company deck or two over the course of the years. If you'd like the deck list at any time, it will be above my head once the games begin, courtesy of Cardboard Live. Alternatively, ! Deck in the chat. We'll put it up for you, courtesy of Stream Depot to come and take a look. However, we're going to hop on over into the client, take a look together, walk you through what's going on here, and why I like this deck so much. If you want to come with me, we'll hop on over and see what's going on. Arena, show up for me, thank you very much. Okay, as you can see here, Bant Company, very much a base blue-white deck with a couple of green tools to alleviate certain matchups and facilitate Collected Company. So, for those who aren't familiar with Collected Company, this is a very powerful card that sees play all the way back to like Modern and similar Eternal formats. It's a 4-mana instant that lets you look at the top 6 cards of your library and dump 2 creatures from those into play as long as they have a CMC of 3 or less. So the way to maximize Collected Company most of the time is to pack your deck with powerful 3-drops, so you can get 6 mana's worth of creatures off of a 4-mana spell. So the reason we're blue-white primarily is because of exactly that. You have some all-stars here in the form of Skyclave Apparition, possibly the best white creature printed in recent years. Just a very good generic answer to everything that costs 4 CMC or less. And it's stepbrother, if you like, in the form of Deputy of Detention, also another 3-mana creature that's very, very good at exiling permanents, keeping problematic things out of play, and letting you push damage through. So they're the big haymakers, but we get to complement them with a few others here. We have a card from Battle for Zendikar, actually. Not Battle for Zendikar, sorry, Zendikar Rising, the most recent Zendikar set. Linvala, Shield of Seagate. I think this card's actually very good and like the perfect kind of tool that you're looking for in a company deck. Just a 3/3 flyer on the base rate, good body in general. You don't really get to trigger the party ability in this deck, unfortunately, but you can sacrifice it to give your team either hexproof or indestructible. And that kind of thing is very, very important when it comes to like Wrath of God effects and sweepers and stuff like that. So having a flexible tool that can help you when you're curving out and also just save your Skyclave Apparitions and Deputies from removal, very, very good. Another card here that's not seen as much play as you might think, but is surprisingly powerful, is Archon of Ameria. It's a 2/3 flyer that prevents players from casting more than one spell during each turn, and non-basic lands for our opponent come into play tapped. So we get to slow our opponent down, make sure they're not casting as many spells, their lands are coming into play a bit awkwardly, and we get to circumvent this line of text by playing Collected Company, because we can cast a spell in our opponent's turn that way. As well as during our own. We got a selection of powerhouses down the bottom here as well, as to fill out the curve and give us some other options to company into. We've got format all-stars, Stalia, Guardian of Thraben, and Meddling Mage to play in all kinds of formats all the way back, especially in these company-style shells. We've got some Scavenging Oozes to help shore up those graveyard matchups. Luminarch Aspirant here as well, just very, very good, putting counters on things, making all your stuff into threats, and some Selfless Saviors down at the bottom of the curve, very much for the same reason as Linvala, just to help keep your creatures safe. Mana base is fairly intuitive. There's a lot of good mana in Historic, so it does make sense. Interesting to note, this list does have some cycle lands in it though, which is something I wouldn't have thought of initially. Sideboard is fairly intuitive too. It does seem like there is some targeted hate towards the Sacrifice deck. It does make me wonder if that's a bit of an awkward matchup. We've got the full 3 Yasharn, 2 Linvala, 2 Tithe Taker, all of which are very, very good in those matchups for slowing down Cat Oven or stopping it entirely, one way or the other. We've got a Settle the Wreckage in here for matchups where we want to smoke screen that in with some Collected Company, Disdainful Stroke as a flexible counterspell, and then just removal and some Rest in Pieces again for those graveyard decks to kind of shore those up a little bit and improve that matchup. So really big fan of this deck from what I've played so far, like what I've seen in terms of watched and played, and looking forward to hopping on the ladder today and grinding away with a little bit of the cocoa. So this should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it, and thanks for popping by and enjoying the show with me. Do love me a cocoa deck or two. Walrus Madness, our first opponent for today. Let's see what's going on. Good evening, Vincella. How are you today? Hopefully you're having a lovely time. Hand is a little awkward, unfortunately. No early plays and just 2 lands means this is definitely a mulligan. We can definitely keep this one, though, and pop a land back pretty safely. I think I'm just going to put the tap land away. Hello, opponent. How are you? Just want to learn tabletop Magic. You can't get into Arena. To be honest, you're not the first person I've heard say that. I think I would enjoy Arena a lot less if it wasn't for the stream and like that side of like content creation. I definitely prefer paper Magic too. Hey, Munguhus. I will learn how to pronounce that eventually, one of these days. Nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing well today. Thanks for stopping in. It's difficult when it's a bunch of letters. It's very hard to pronounce. Just going to try and work on curving out here, to be honest. Opponent does have early Cat Oven, which, based on the sideboard, I'm guessing is a bit of a problem. But we do have a Deputy to try and slow this down or shut it down. So maybe we'll be okay. Yeah, definitely hear that people do enjoy paper Magic more. There are also some people that enjoy Arena more too, though. Very much a mixed bag. Ghost Rider is completely reasonable. Not too worried about that. What's the difference between Arena and regular online? That's kind of tough, because Arena is definitely the more recently designed client that was like... That's okay, it's not. You're allowed to ask whatever questions you like. If we can help, then we will. Basically, Magic Online is a much older program that requires a lot more manual input. Hey, Vincella, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. It does certainly help. Yeah, so basically it's a bit of an older client, requires more manual inputs, doesn't take things for granted. And lets you play some older formats, whereas Arena is a bit sleeker and more automated, but it doesn't have quite as much variety. I'm not sure I'd refer to online as cancer, that's probably a bit aggressive. But people... The UI is not very good, that's fair to say. But there are some people that really enjoy it. I am not one of them. I really don't enjoy it, but it's some people's cup of tea, just not mine. Like if you're watching the screen right now, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Like it's a very, very different UI, if that's what you like. There's no like animations, there's no like summoning sickness stuff or like counter animations. It's very flat. Yeah, if that's the kind of thing you don't like, and you don't like the flashy cards, you don't like the plain table, then Magic Online might be a bit better for you, because it is more like operating Tabletop Simulator, for example. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. I think I'm just going to try and curve this Deputy out here to take care of Oven. Try and turn off this little combo my opponent's got going on. You've been loving the green-white version, Joe. I can appreciate that. Honestly, I've played a little bit with both. And I do like the blue cards. I think the blue cards are pretty damn solid, so I'm gonna have some fun with it tonight, I think. Am I playing Shrines today? No, we're playing a bit of Historic today with a little bit of Bant Company, for which you can find the deck list in the ! Deck bracket there. But no Shrines today, unfortunately. I know it's popular, it will be back, but not today. So for regular tabletop Magic, what is a deck you should try in Standard or Modern? That's really tough. Standard is obviously a bit awkward because we have a brand new set coming at the end of January. So it's not very long until that's the case. So I wouldn't really invest in Standard right now, because it's almost certainly just going to flip on its head and be very, very different by the time you actually get to play with it in paper. And Modern is difficult to say because there's like a solid 20 or more decks you could play, depending on what you enjoy about Magic. So if you can give us an idea of what it is you enjoy doing, if you like control or mid-range or aggro, it kind of helps us narrow that down a bit, and I can give you a few suggestions. But I definitely think I would wait on Standard, just for now at least. I should not have attacked with this dog, by the way. I got distracted. This should have stayed back. That was very bad of me. Now my board is very susceptible to removal. Yeah, this should never have attacked. That was very poor. Yeah, I'm stoked for Coldheim, honestly. The set seems pretty cool. Basically, overall, you're not much of a red or green player, so you tend to enjoy things being a little more control-y then, I guess. Because red and green are typically quite aggressive colours. And if that's the case, I would look into, like, some of the blue-white control decks in Historic, or, like, something like that. That might be up your route, but... Oh, in Modern, sorry, not Historic. But it is a bit hard to say without trying a few things out. Honestly, your best bet is to just proxy up some decks, or or similar, and just try a few things out, because Modern is quite expensive, and buying into it without having any idea of what you enjoy is probably not the best of ideas. Okay, this is not the worst. You've been out of touch with Magic for a few years now. That's fair. People take breaks, but they never leave. You've seen the Sagas. Since when are they part of MTG? That was Dominaria would be the Sagas. So that would be about 2.5 years ago now. Something like that. Not sure on exact, but it would be about 2.5 years. Yeah, Dominaria was the introduction to Sagas, and I think that's about 2.5 years ago now. But time is an illusion at this point, and I don't know what's happening. They are really cool. I do like the card type of Sagas. They do make for some very interesting gameplay decisions. Mr. Deathrite Barman, thank you very much. Goddamn homie indeed. 9 months now. You are insane. Thank you for your continued support and your subscription, my dude. Really means a lot. How are you today? You've earned yourself your Mythic badge. Look at that. 9-month subscriber. He's a Mythic ranked player now, folks. If you've got him, feel free to get your Mythic emotes out in the chat. Honestly, Vinsailor, not as much as you would think. Because they're guaranteed to go away. And also, most of the sagas that exist are not on the same power level as a Planeswalker, because they're quite cheap, or they're very specific niche abilities, which makes them way more interesting. Tried to get on earlier, but your net was being a butt on your laptop. Fair enough. Well, thank you for coming and joining me, man. I really appreciate that. So Rakdos Sacrifice here, we've got plenty of tools for this one. Let's get some Baffling Ends, Rest in Pieces, Linvalas, Tithe Takers, and Yashans into our deck. Let's get these collected companies out. I'm not doing too bad, man. I'm really enjoying some good old Coco. And I got a brand new Twitch feature to test with my next match, so don't go anywhere. They've given me a new toy to play with, and I'm going to try it out in the next match. So that should be fun too. Yeah, having a good time all around. Thanks for asking, man. What else did I not like in this matchup? I kind of like being able to exile Witches' Ovens and stuff. That seems pretty reasonable to me. I guess, like, Thalia is probably not as good against them as it is against Arcanists, because they're very, very creature heavy. Yeah, okay, let's get rid of my Thalias. They don't seem great. And let's just try them like a Glasspool Mimic, maybe. Yeah, we'll try something like that. See how that feels. "40 days out from Coldheim? Yeah, not long now. Looking forward to it. Do I like mono red goblins in Historic? That is a very loaded question. I actually like most of that deck. I just really don't like Muxus as a card. I think it makes for some very unenjoyable games myself. But I think it's a very good deck, and a lot of people find it very fun. Ugin Avatar, yeah. What's wrong with the Ugin Avatar? You hit an Ugin in a Core 2021 booster. That is very nice. Ugin the Spirit Dragon, a very nice card, and it's got a fair bit of value to it too. So, definitely something you want. Opponent takes a mulligan. See how we do here. Ugin is very cool. I think he's a lot of people's favourites. Okie dokie. Just going to start on a Luminarch Aspirant here. Whew. Opponent has a Fatal Push by the looks of this. Goodbye, Luminarch Aspirant. You tried your best. I suppose I'd rather it get pushed than, like, the Skyclave Apparition, for example. So, that's probably fine. I am skeptical of shocking myself for Apparition here, because I'm going to be casting Linvala on turn 4 anyway. So I think I'm just going to play a tap land and play another Aspirant, and try and save this for something a little more important down the line. I do apologise if I sound a little bit stuffy, guys. I got a bit of a blocked nose. Who started that? Who started the prediction? It wasn't me. We hadn't showed that feature off yet. I was saving it for the next match. Zero. It was meant to be a surprise. I haven't even explained how it works yet. That's okay, I was saving it for the next match until I had some people watching, but I hadn't explained how it works. You fired it off too early, Zero. How you doing, buddy? Hopefully you're doing okay today, man. Thanks for popping in. He blasted his load up a wall, look what he did. Ah. Wow, who's betting on me losing? That's disgusting. You can actually bet in intervals of any number you like. You don't have to bet 10. You can bet as much as you want or as little as you want. But I'll break it down in detail as we go into the next match anyway. Ooh, Rest in Peace isn't bad here. So I'm going to start on Linvala. You can't predict, really? I suppose it's because you can authorize the result, right? The admin team is allowed to authorize the correct result, which means you could just rig it however you wanted to, I guess. Probably for the best. I didn't really think about it, though. Yeah, that does make sense. It's a shame, but I understand. You can't predict. That's awfully strange. You should see the box pop up for predict with channel points when a prediction starts. Are you on mobile or desktop, Vincella? Not available in your region? Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully it will be sometime soon. I'll bet for you. Not quite how that works, unfortunately. You can't activate... Oh no, you can activate the oven, you just can't activate the cat, so this is fine. I take 3 here. Had to double check exactly the wording on Linvala. It's not a card I've played with very much. Okay, gonna play this Glasspool Mimic as a land. And I think I'm gonna go Selfless Savior into Skyclave Apparition here to try and take care of Mayhem Devil. Is white my favourite? Honestly, I think it's always been kind of hard for me to say what colour is my favourite. I tend to like colour combinations. Like, I really like Bant in, like, so green, blue, white. I really like Grixis, blue, red, black. Some of the two colour combinations I quite enjoy as well. Like, stuff like Dimir. I enjoy Dimir quite a lot, blue, black. It's always kind of easier for me to say, like, I enjoy those, as opposed to specific colours. I didn't think you could activate this with a Linvala in play. Oh, controls? Oh, okay. I guess this doesn't turn off Cat. I thought this did. My mistake. I learned something today. Okay, so does that change how I feel about this scenario? Am I still going to Skyclave Apparition, or am I going to fire off the Rest in Peace? Have I played with some of those complete artifact decks? I have. I've been playing Magic at this point for about 12 years, so as bad as it sounds, I've been playing just about everything. Calvin is very good, no doubt. No doubt. I think I have to. Yeah, I almost certainly Rest in Peace if I knew this wasn't stopping the oven, but I didn't, so I learned something new. Okay, let's Apparition this devil away. Yeah, colours is really cool. Indeed it was Zero. Yeah, congratulations to you. Appreciate your support as well for the sub-anniversary. Everyone who's continuing to sub to the channel and helping me make content. I really appreciate it. Keeps me here, keeps the lights on. It is very, very nice of you. I think I have to be patient here. Wow, everyone bet against me? Oh, you're all horrible. The Woe Stride is actually fine because these can't activate their abilities because of the Linvala. So that's okay. Prove us wrong? I'm trying. Okay, this is very much just a cast my whole hand turn. I'll explain the prediction thing in full at the start of the next match. I was actually not intending on running it in the middle of this match, but my lovely Mod Zero decided to fire one off early and ruin the surprise. I honestly don't mind, I'm just winding him up. But I'll break it down for y'all when we start the next one. It's okay, I made him aware that he had the ability to do it, and he was just excited, very much like me. So, I joke, but spaffed it up the wall. I joke, but it's more than fine. Okay, so block, block, and then sack the dog I blocked with to keep the apparition safe. I will sack the other dog and try and keep this apparition safe. Okay, well, all my dogs are gone. Really running out of stuff here. This is getting a little bit awkward. Need a little more gas just to kind of tie everything together. I'm sorry. The dogs did their duty. Please don't hate me. Oh, God. Honestly, I've not played enough of both decks to know for sure, Joe. I've just not had enough time to play Magic over the last week, as bad as that sounds. But I kind of like I love Linvala. I really, really love Linvala. And I think Deputy Detention's just underplayed in general too, so I started on Bant. Just seemed like it was more fun to me. You've heard a lot of negativity about this. It's coming next year, but me personally, I'm stoked for Coldtime, Strixhaven, and the D&D sets. No, please don't ever think you're wrong to be stoked. God no. The beauty of Magic the Gathering is that not every product that gets released has to appeal to everyone. If some people don't like the D&D set or don't like Vikings, fine. I'm not going to make you enjoy things you're not looking forward to, but you're allowed to be excited. You're allowed to you know, be hyped. That's okay. I'm really looking forward to Coldtime. I think Coldtime looks really sweet so far, and we're very lucky to get early access to stream it before anybody else, which will be great. Really, really excited. It's going to be a blast. Looking forward to the new sets, big time. Wish Secret Lair would give me a break. I get that. Hey, Moshe, nice to see you. We are just starting, really. We've only been live for about half an hour, and we're jamming some Bant Company tonight. And this is our first match, so should be fun. How are you today? No turfs on Gruul Turf? Agree completely. Definitely correct. This is unfortunate. I'm starting to fall behind because I'm flooding out just a bit. And opponents can now threaten my Linvala with a Mayhem Devil, so I need to just be patient. Oh dear. Cycle? Question mark? I think it is, honestly, 0, but I'm not going to pick and criticize. It's fine. Yashan's pretty good here. Yashan is, in fact, pretty good here. Should hopefully shut down some of the pressure from these Mayhem Devils. Finally, the winter break. I'm glad. Take it easy. Enjoy yourself. I hope you're looking forward to the holiday season. I think this is too much damage now, right? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Got nickel and dimed. Cardboard Live is dead. I can fix that. On to game 3. It's okay, we haven't finished the match yet. We can still win. Give me a second, I'll give Cardboard Live a kick. It had an update just before the stream, so it might just be a little bit slow. But there you go, hopefully it should be ready for you folks now. Let's try and take game number 3 against our lovely opponent here on Sacrifice. Let's not punch my green screen in the process, because that's... No one wants to see the wall behind me, so let's not do that. Where are the shrines? Moosh? You're not even the first person to ask that today. I love the shrine deck. I really do. And it will be back. It will be back. You did miss a prediction, but we weren't expecting to have one nice and early. But I do have the feature now. I'm going to break it down for everybody before the start of the next match. And we'll have predictions over the course of the night as long as myself or a moderator is available to do so. Should be a lot of fun. How many channel points to see the wall? Good question. Moving on. Imagine a card called Parry Hotter. Cancels any spell. Probably a bit overpowered. You can't see it anymore. That's because at the moment a prediction is still going, so you shouldn't be able to see it in your mod view, but nowhere else. I think that's how that works anyway. It is brand new to me. I only just got it, Imushe. I got the feature today, so I'm looking forward to trying it out, to be honest with you. Should be fun. Opponent does trade. You got it some weeks ago? Wow. I'm jealous. I only just got it today. So, gonna try it out. Honestly, Zero, as I say, I don't have enough experience with exactly how it works just yet, so... as to where exactly you're supposed to be looking for it, I don't know. It's on my channel dashboard. That's the only thing I really know for sure. Click on points and you can see it. Okay, it's good to know. Thank you very much. I really need to land here. My lack of mana source is... It's a widget you need to add. Right, okay, sure. No, if it's a problem, buddy, don't worry about it too much. I am unfortunately mana screwed here, which is a bit of a problem. Was hoping to be able to deputy this. I am now very, very scared of playing the Firstborn. Modal double-faced god that is a sprig of mistletoe as the equip side that removes indestructible or hexproof. That would be kind of cool. Similar to Shadow Spear. I think there's a lot of really cool design room in Kaldheim. I like the god design so far from the one that we've seen. I think it's really sweet. I am very excited. Got it a month ago. Wow, I am jealous. Very, very jealous. Yeah, this is going to become a real problem if I don't draw land 3 right about now. Oh, it's a real problem. Yeah, I wouldn't activate Pot of Greed in this game. Unfortunately, missing land 3 there means we are just going to keel over and die to our sacrifice opponent. And that's fine, because that means more channel points for all of you. Your point total, if you're wrong, you'll be giving them to someone else. So if you want to do that, feel free, enjoy it. Wow, Steely Boy, why are you like this? Linvala is basically a 3-mana Selfless Spirit that also gives hexproof sometimes, so yeah. Yeah, I used to be a Yu-Gi-Oh player too, and then moved away. A long time ago now, but probably about 8 years, 9 years, maybe even 7 years. Math, time is an illusion, please help. I don't know what's happening anymore. I play Goat occasionally. Goat's really cool. Why is everyone so happy for me to lose? Ah. I'm just looking at these point totals and it's just like 3 points. Ah, rude. Okay, let's check ourselves for a puppy here. I would understand if I was playing Shrines. But, oh, is this the mirror match? Looks like the mirror. It's the win-win situation. I get that, I guess. That makes some sense. So we'll play this as a white source and cast Thalia here. Opponent named Meddling Mage with Meddling Mage. Big brain. In fact, gargantuan brain. You own your Goat deck in real life? That's really cool. I have played Goat on occasion, but I don't own anything for it. Cash, that lets you vote on whether you think I'm going to win or lose this match. And if you get it correct, you'll win yourself some extra channel points. Opponent's curve looks slightly better than mine. Mage Sepson, exactly. No one else will cast a Meddling Mage, but my opponent, apparently. I'm just going to keep working towards these collected companies. Stay hydrated. I will do. Emu Share, you shouldn't bet your life savings on one match. What does Meddling Mage do? Oh, sure. So basically, Meddling Mage is a 2-mana card that says that you can choose a non-land card and neither player can cast spells with that name. Drink liquids. I shall. This aspirant is kind of scary. What? I don't agree with this attack at all. I will trade my dog for your apparition. When in doubt, yeet. Is that good, chat? I think that's pretty good. It's very much a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Is the GOAT format. It's just there's a lot of people here that used to be Yu-Gi-Oh players, as well as Magic players, so I wouldn't worry about it if you're not interested in that game. That was an awfully good collected company. 80% of the no points. That's a lot of points. Yeet. Yikes. I'm running well on these collected companies. Nom. It cares about the match cash, so don't panic too much. You can still get your points back if I lose the match. I'm just one game up. Oh, you actually played Yu-Gi-Oh pretty seriously? Okay, fair enough. So did most of the people in this chat, to be honest. GOAT is the old scapegoat format. It's basically the 2004 era or so of Yu-Gi-Oh. Mirror match. Okay, let's get these Thalias out of my deck and these Meddling Mages out of my deck, because they seem absolutely awful in the mirror. And I guess in that case I want Baffling Ends. I probably just want stuff that does things. So this seems fine. Let's run it like this. It also means that people did vote for yes, correct. There are some people this time that believe in my ability to win matches of Magic. But the entire chat is like lose, 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 lose down the side. I'm like, wow, you guys have the utmost of confidence in my abilities. Thank you. Alright, this is certainly a curve. Indeed, you have too much responsibility to be able to gamble. Zero. I'm sorry about that. I did Barman, yes. You voted yes strictly from my credentials. I better not lose this. I really hope I don't lose this. But I want to be corrupt. I mean, yeah, same, to be honest. Being corrupt is way more fun. Opponent keeping in Thalia... Ooh. Mentor of the Meek is spicy. Yeah, keeping in Thalia is almost certainly incorrect. It just doesn't do anything in this matchup, so I wouldn't recommend that. I am going to Skyclave Apparition. Do I run Doom Foretold? Not in this deck, but I've played plenty of Doom Foretold on stream in the past. I like the card a lot. But in a collected company deck, we really need creatures to be able to company into, so you don't tend to play a lot of non-creatures. Opponent also kept Meddling Mage, which in a mirror match seems like a mistake. You are a bit scared for your points. I am also scared for your points. To be very honest, I'm going to shock myself for this Linvala here. And we'll pop a counter on it and say go. Opponent has a Skyclave of their own. Goodbye, Linvala. Okay. Pretty happy to cast the other Linvala here, I think. With the opponent having locked down company, Archon is very double-sided, so I think I'm happy just doing this. Grow this a little bit more again and pass the turn. The win people are already counting their money. Good. That means I'm not playing like garbage. Opponent agrees. Opponent, if you're watching the chat, thank you. If you're watching the chat, thank you very much. This hand is a little slow, but perfectly fine. Excuse me. We'll keep this. Oh, no. Oh, no. I expect the lose numbers to go up pretty dramatically now that we've seen its goblins. Gonna need some help from these 3-drops to get us through this matchup. Matchup is not easy. Whew. Opponent taking their sweet, sweet time at the end of my turn by the looks of it, but that's fine. Snoopity Snoop sees a Phyrexian tower on top. Alright, I am going to shock myself for Scavenging Ooze, but we are definitely in a little bit of danger here. Hand is very reactive, and opponent's deck in general, extremely proactive. You could get 100 points if I lose. I'll keep that in mind. As I try to win anyway. Alright, let's go to 13 and Apparition the Snoop. Very much hoping that my opponent's hand isn't very good here. Well, I'm going to deputy that Krenko. Coco, a good draw, by the way. Definitely a good draw. But I can't let my opponent untap with Krenko in play, so I'm not going to. Spoiler alert, I know. Okay, that's pretty easy then, right? I just be patient and name Muxus so I don't get punked. Name us a little Muxus so that we don't get completely ruined by the top of our opponent's deck. They can not... No, they can activate this castle, so they can trade for the Apparition, which I would rather them not do, so I'm just going to pass. Cycle my land away. That is another Snoop. Didn't really want to see that. Mine on top, okay. Little bit of cycling. More lands. Think I'm just going to keep being patient on this company. Happy to just remove the Snoop from the battlefield here. But again, my opponent can activate this castle. So there are no good attacks because of that. Pretty sure the card that's in their hand is a Muxus. But we'll find out soon, I'm sure. That is quite the company. I will take Archon Linvala, please. Thank you. Code worked. I'm glad. Enjoy. It's a lovely piece of art. I do like it quite a lot. Opponent agrees that that is enough magic for today. I think it's very, very swish. Very, very tidy. Taking game one off of Goblins feels real good. Let's get the Funk into our deck. Get these Selfless Saviors out and some of the Thalias out. I think I prefer all the Thalias out, to be honest. You're very welcome. I'm glad it's going to go to some good use. As I say before, guys, if you are enjoying today's content or any of my YouTube content, that kind of stuff, and you haven't already, do consider chucking us a follow. Helps me keep growing. Words are hard. Makes me hear more often. Alternatively, if you would like to donate or subscribe, that kind of wonderful stuff, very, very helpful as well. We're 1-0 up over Mega Man, like the actual factual Mega Man. Feels good. On to game number 2. Let's see if we can keep it up. Yeah, this hand is good. Mega Man 1, yes, in fact, the first of the Mega Man. Pretty good against Muxus itself, pretty good at being reactive to the aggressive goblins, so very, very happy to keep this one. The first of the Mega Man, yes. Opponent with a slow-ish draw. Makes me wonder if I'm supposed to Meddling Mage something here. Like any of the 3 drops, Matron, chieftain, that kind of thing. I think that would be a bit aggressive, so I'm just going to Luminarch's Aspirant and move on with my life. Mega Man has a blaster for a hand. I can't imagine he's great with a mouse and keyboard. That is a valid point. I should have been more considerate to my blaster-wielding opponent. Clearly a mistake was made on my part. That's fair, Minosaur. It's not an easy game. I very much relate. Alright, let's suck up this chieftain. Get it out of the way. How are you today, Mr. Lionheart? Hopefully you're having a lovely evening, very much like the rest of us. It's good to see you. Goblin Matron it is. You know what's good against Goblin Matron? Meddling Mage. That's fair, man. Chillax. Take it easy. Keep enjoying your night. Hopefully you feel a bit better soon. I kind of want to use my mana here. It's not impossible I get Muxus next turn, though, so let's not be an idiot. Let's just prevent myself from getting muxed. It's high-tech, yeah, but it's probably not easy, right? Probably not easy. Let's name the old Muxus. Make sure that we don't get punked out by that one. Hey, 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 indeed. Which reminds me, I'll try and continue the Christmas generosity. Mr. Lionheart, would you like to have yourself a copy of this full art collected company? If you would, let me know and I'll give you one. Opponent adds 2 more copies of Muxus to their hand. Nice goblin ringleader idiot. Oh, Minosaur, don't be so harsh on yourself. Okay, let's play this as a green source. Think I'm happy just casting Linvala here. Whitelisted, yeah, can you imagine? Sadly, just not the truth. I wish it was, but no dice. Pretty happy to attack with both of these now. Ka-chink. In we go. That's perfectly reasonable. I have plenty to give away, so I thought I would offer. But if you change your mind, give me a nudge. Happy to give you one. Happy to give all the subscribers one. Gifted or otherwise. No worries. Thanks for stopping by today. Appreciate it. I'm glad that your mental health is better for it. Opponent is done playing Magic, which means you lovely, lovely gambling individuals who bet on me this match. Well done. More channel points for you.